So the resiliency circles are very precious opportunities to engage and be held in a compassionate, in a safe and supportive space by professional mentors or faculty from the neurosystemics team. I myself been trained by Irvin Yalom in terms of all of my group work, most of my group work. And Irvin Yalom is maybe one of the world's most authoritative sources of clinical expertise for group work. He's written a book on the process of group psychotherapy. And one of the things that he emphasizes most is that a group allows us to really engage with some of the patterns that we usually, enact and behave with other people. It might be our families, might be our friends, might even be internally within ourselves. And it offers this space where we can enact those behaviors and actually start to see the habit patterns that we've developed, that we've intensified, perhaps in unskillful ways. And because there is this really strong, still, trustworthy container, we can then actually start to open up to that and question it, and maybe even try things that might be a little bit different, and offer then an opportunity for our psyche, for our somatic experience to enlarge, expand, and widen its bandwidth, its capacity for sensitivity, for deepening. So that might be, for example, the way in which I might engage in a group, in a social circle, or in a community. My tendency might be that I might be a bit shy. It might not be so easy to express myself, and maybe I've had experiences in the past with my family or my friends at school or in other circles whereby I've been shamed, or perhaps I've been very criticized harshly in public, or put down in a repeated fashion. These are very common experiences. It doesn't necessarily engage or entail that we would have been severely traumatized by that, but that might have happened for us. Or maybe the opposite. We've always been so praised and loved and appreciated, and actually maybe we're at a place in our life right now where somehow our relationships, they're not as deep, but they're not as meaningful. They're not as strong and deep as they might have been at one point. And so we're looking for a new way to relate to others in the world. And so a resiliency circle is really a safe and compassionate space to start to explore and open up to some of these dynamics inside ourselves. And it's also a space to enjoy. It's also a space to just sink into the sense of safety, the sense of the warmth of what a social space where we feel welcomed, where we feel supported, where we feel loved by members of that community can offer. And at all moments there might be a slight tension or a personality with which we might get along worse or better, and that's really the nature of our human interaction, development of our species as a social species. And so the resiliency circle is really an opportunity to develop and engage in both of those dynamics: the more challenging, the more sort of maybe pathological or anxiety prone or even depressing, and the ones where we can rejoice, rejoice in the sense of safety, rejoice in the capacity to be seen, to be heard, to be appreciated, to be loved for that which we bring in the group. So we have a whole team of expert mentors who've been trained. We're regularly supervised by the president of the American Group Psychotherapy Association, Molin Lech, who's co-authored the book with Irvin Yalom. We're regularly discussing and studying and developing these themes, such that we can really skillfully hold this space. And while these resiliency circles have a particular emphasis on its therapeutic value, therapeutic benefit, this might also just be an opportunity for you to engage in a group dynamic, and even though you might not consider yourself a therapist, maybe you're a group leader, maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're someone who engages with groups, and it'll offer you an opportunity experientially, firsthand, somatically, in an embodied way, to sense those different dynamics in a way that feels supportive and beneficial for your development. So we look forward to welcoming you to one of these groups, and for you to be able to heal and learn and celebrate all the beauty that lives in you and in the world. Thank you for joining us.